888-888-8811 or visit BennettFuneralService.com. Because there is a difference.
The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views of WSIC.
Good morning and welcome to Heart Mooresville, your small town radio show with a big heart. I'm your host, Christine Patterson, bringing you all the exciting Mooresville events and happenings. And please welcome our lovely guest co-host, Miss Amy Sherrill.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Amy
Absolutely.
is our Arts and Events Supervisor with experience and engagement with the town of Mooresville. And so she helps make all the exciting events and magic happen in our downtown area.
Yes.
And-
I try.
Yeah, you do a great job. Thank you. And we have two special guests that I'm excited to talk to. No stranger to us, the show, or to Mooresville. But we have Mr. Jody Taylor, Director of Marketing, Communications, and Engagement with United Way, Iredell County.
Good morning.
And community volunteer extraordinaire, Miss Juliann Miller.
Good morning.
Good morning. Well, we are excited to talk to you about United Way and the Give campaign and all the things. But before we do, we like to keep our listeners informed with In the News. Okay. All right. Couple stories coming up. All right. So first thing I want to talk about is Queen's Landing.
Yes, I'm
Get
excited.
here?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Some changes coming.
Yeah.
I will say, I'm going to miss the boat cruises. I mean, Lady of the Lake, Catawba Queen.
Very nostalgic.
I know. I am going to
A
miss
moment
this.
in time for Lake Norman.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's have a moment of silence for the Lady of the Lake.
Yeah.
Okay. But
Good enough.
exciting things coming
Yes.
for Queen's Landing.
And it's about time,
I
It's
know.
been sitting there for a long time.
Yeah, I feel like we've been waiting.
Mhm.
Well, wait no more, because Vitale Lakeside is coming. It's Vitale Hospitality Group. They're investing $3 million into the property to make it a true destination. Obviously, Queen's Landing is located off of River Highway. It's been closed since the summer of 2023, where they used to have riverboat. Is it a riverboat cruise? Can I call it a riverboat?
Lake.
I think you
River-
Like a
can.
boat cruise.
Lake Cruise.
Yeah.
Cruise.
Yeah.
Lake Cruise.
And a restaurant that was there. Well, now it's going to be home to a waterfront, family-friendly restaurant and upscale lounge. So they're expanding the patio to have outdoor dining, and then of taking over that ground floor of the former Queen's Landing site. The second story is going to be transformed into Bonnie and Clyde, which is going to be a high-end cocktail lounge, which will have floor-to-ceiling views of Lake Norman. Oh, I can't wait to see. That's going to be gorgeous. There's going to be a VIP lounge, a private room, and a dedicated DJ booth. We're having
Oh.
some parties.
Oh, that'll be
Hello.
fun.
Yeah,
Little nightlife.
Some parties. And they're going to have a restaurant that will serve family favorites like burgers and steaks and pizza and Italian-inspired fare and seafood on the menu. They are actually famous for their homemade burgers, I guess. So they're going to do some homemade burgers. And then have the only floating bar that's allowed on Lake Norman. And it's going to have 38 boat slips.
Oh.
Yeah. This octagonal dock. I can say
Wow.
that.
That's a lot of slips.
Yeah.
A lot
Okay.
of folks can pull in and grab a bite to eat.
Yeah, nice experience.
Floating dock bar.
So it's a tentative May opening date. So hopefully we'll see some exciting changes coming to Queen's Landing.
That's not far.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
2 months.
Also, what is today? It's Election Day.
Yes, it
Oh.
is.
Yes.
I think it's 3 states. I know North Carolina's one of those.
we are
We're one.
Yeah.
for primaries. Now,
Our primary.
we so get out and vote today in your county election. So what you can vote for today, and you can check your polling locations and where that is, but county commission, there are seats up for grab in Iredell, Lincoln, and Mecklenburg County. You can also vote for sheriff. The office of sheriff is up for election in all 3 counties. But Iredell County Sheriff Darren Campbell is actually running unopposed. So there are other incumbents in the other 2 counties, though. Board of Education is up for election too, and clerk of court. And that's up for grabs in all 3 counties as well. And then Register of Deeds. So get out and vote. Make your vote count in the primaries for our county. Also want to share some exciting news that Travis Dancy, our own Lake Norman's Travis Dancy, has been named 2026 Hospitality Professional of the Year.
Oh, that's awesome.
I know.
Congratulations, Travis.
Yeah, so excited for him. he has done such a great job. He was born and raised in Lake Norman, so he's lived here all his life. And the award, the Hospitality Professional of the Year award, recognizes individuals who are deeply committed to strengthening the region's economy and tourism. And he, of course, works at Visit Lake Norman. I know he's done a lot with local sports and getting sports tournaments to the area. He works with Cornelius Davidson in Huntersville, which is who Visit Lake Norman represents. So great job and congratulations, Travis. Yeah. And then one of our last stories, because it's so timely because of our guests today, is I want to talk about the United Way of Iredell County accepting community investment applications.
Yes, we are.
Yes,
Right.
you are. So they're accepting those community investment applications for fiscal year 26 and 27. Local nonprofit organizations and community partners are invited to submit proposals designed to create measurable positive impact for individuals throughout Iredell County. You guys invest in programs that advance the building blocks of a thriving community, and will focus on 3 essential areas: health, education, financial stability. Applications must be submitted no later than 5 p.m. on March 12th.
That is a hard deadline, folks.
Okay.
No
Everything that
appli-
Christine just said is accurate and very much true.
Okay, so no applications after that. If you want that funding, make sure you get those applications in by March 12th at 5 p.m. So you can go to the online grant portal, which you can find on their website.
Yes.
Yep.
uwiredell.org. That's U for United, W for Way, and Iredell's in the county. uwiredell.org. And may I mention, Christine,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be a nonprofit that is just Iredell County. They only have to serve the area. So they could be
Gotcha.
they could be from North Carolina. They could be a national nonprofit. As long as they serve the residents in Iredell and they can show that they've been doing that in their programming, they can apply for funding.
Ah, good to know.
Yeah.
Okay, so you heard it. Great tips coming from Jody, and we're going to hear more about that too when we start talking to them. Last thing I want to mention is America 250.
Yep.
So we have lots of exciting things happening this year for our 250th anniversary of America. We've got a heritage book that's being published for the county. You could submit your stories for local families that are here. That deadline has passed. It was just a couple weeks ago, but but sales are now live for the book, so you can't pre-sale. So you can go ahead and purchase a copy of the book if you would like. Also, there are going to be local history exhibits. The Iredell County Public Library is going to host a series of 4 local history exhibits throughout the year as part of their America 250 programming. They're going to do the Visions of Freedom exhibition, which focuses on the Revolutionary era. There's a bookmark contest that you can still take part in that will go through March 31st. You can get your submissions in, and that's the official America 250 bookmark for Iredell County. So lots going on. There's a website, which is iredellnc250.com. You can go check out the website. We've got a community calendar that has all the events that are coming up this year that you can help us celebrate America 250.
Lots going on.
Yeah, lots happening. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk to Miss Juliann and Mr. Jody about Love United. We'll take a break. We'll be right back on WSIC News.
You're listening to Heart Mooresville, celebrating the events, arts, and people that make our town shine. Back after this, only on WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, the clouds are stubborn to move, slow clearing as we go throughout our Tuesday. Maybe some sunshine peeking out eventually, but temperatures do get a little warmer, up around 60 for the high, mid-40s overnight. Then our sunshine comes back, and we're headed for a big warm-up. Upper 70s Wednesday. We're touching 80 by the end of the work week. That's your forecast. From the Surf Pickleball and Kitchen, I'm WSIC meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here's your WSIC community calendar.
Start your engines in Huntersville at the Huntersville Spring Car and Truck Show, happening Saturday, March 14th from 9 a.m. to noon at Veterans Park. Car, truck, and motorcycle owners are invited to show off their rides, connect with fellow enthusiasts, and compete for awards. Or just come enjoy the vehicles, food, and car lover atmosphere. Registration is free, but space is limited. For details and sign-up information, visit huntersville.org/events.
Then keep the fun going that same day. Luck of the Village, the St. Patrick's Day celebration, takes place March 14th from 4:30 to 7:30 p.m. at Birkdale Village in Huntersville. Enjoy live bagpipes from the Loch Norman Pipe Band, Irish dance performances, and high-energy music from the Hitmen Party Band. Plus, plenty of family-friendly fun and festive vibes. It's free to attend and perfect for all ages. Learn more at birkdalevillage.com.
And if you're already thinking about your next night out, make Thursdays easy with live music Thursdays at the Serve Pickleball Plus Kitchen in Cornelius. This week features Carolina native John Sullivan performing Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m. in the lounge, while guests play pickleball, sip drinks, and enjoy dinner. It's the perfect way to kickstart your Lake Norman weekend, and live music continues every Thursday. Find details at theservepickleball.com.
MurrellFest 2026, presented by Window World, returns April 23rd through 26th to Wilkesboro, North Carolina. Hear Allison Krause in Union Station, featuring Jerry Douglas, Old Crow Medicine Show, Charles Wesley Godwin, Blackberry Smoke, and more. For tickets, visit MurrellFest.org.
For even more local events, seasonal festivals, and things happening around Lake Norman, visit liveworkplaylkn.com.
That's liveworkplaylkn.com.
Hi. This is Bob McIntosh with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Since 1997, we have been committed to providing our clients with competent, caring, and experienced legal services. Learn more at McIntoshLawFirm.com.
You're listening to Heart Mooresville, connecting the people, the places, and the events that make our town special. Only on WSIC. Local starts here.
And we're back with Heart Mooresville here on WSIC News, talking with Juliann Miller and Jody Taylor. Jody Taylor is with United Way, Iredell County, and Juliann Miller is our volunteer extraordinaire for Iredell County. I think that's going to be your new title that I'm giving you.
I like that. I'll take it.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to you. And there may or may not be a crown that comes with that, too.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll see. I don't know.
Awesome.
Yeah. Or a sash. Maybe a sash. Something like that.
Oh, I would totally wear a sash.
I like it. Well, you all are here to talk about something that is a fundraiser going on that is super important for our community. But before we kind of get into that, I want to just kind of give an overview for listeners that may not be familiar. What is United Way and how does it serve?
Yeah, absolutely. We have been around for many years, but we're a global organization, United Way Worldwide. And then there may be a misconception out there that all the dollars that are raised in this community by a charitable organization such as ours, United Way, goes back to like DC or goes to another community. That's a misconception and a myth. Every dollar raised in our community goes right back into this community. We're very proud of that. But our mission is to fight for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in Iredell County. Yeah. That's a huge charge, right?
Yeah.
But what does that really mean? It means that we're uniting partners to meet health and human service needs. We're information brokers, we're connectors, we're conveners, we're facilitators. We've got a small team of about 7, but we are mighty. And we've got a board of about 30 local professionals, executives from all sectors and industries that serve as our United Way Board of Directors. And I get the privilege to serve as our Director of Marketing, Communications, and Engagement. It's a lot of work. But we're so proud of this program that we're here to talk to you guys today about Love United Iredell. It's been in existence in our community for about going on close to 5 or 6 years now. Made it through COVID, so we kept it going. And it's an annual initiative to wrap our loving arms around selected nonprofit projects. We've got Juliann here today from committee, and she's going to share with you some of those organizations. But it basically is meant to be an annual opportunity to unite our community and share the love with those nonprofits. Well, what's the difference between that and our regular community allocation? A committee comes together every year, and they select projects that will bring immediate need within 6 months into the community. And we're going to go over some of those today that will have meaningful impact here in Mooresville.
Awesome. So I love that. I love that the funds that are raised stay here in our community? Because I think you're right. I think that is a misconception. And, sometimes even when you go to the grocery store and you're asked to round up,
Right.
Yes, yeah.
Where is it going?
Right.
Right.
Where is it going?
Because some people have said, well, but if I do that, does it go like to Charlotte or does it go to
Yeah.
Greensboro? I mean, it doesn't have to be another state away. Some people think that with the Publix, we have a phenomenal national sponsorship, corporate relationship with them, and they're out of Florida. Those dollars don't go to Florida. If you shop here Publix locally, it goes
Yeah.
right back here into this community. And what an honor. And we are so grateful for that partnership.
Yeah.
So thank you, Publix.
Yes.
Shop at
yes.
Publix, everybody.
No, I think that's
Love
super
Publix.
important. And I love the transparency. I love that you, have outlined which organizations that that's funding helps. Now, you did mention, so Love United is typically a campaign in February that happens, but it's been extended, right?
Yeah, so typically we run it through the month of February, but we've extended it through the end of March. We have seen a slight shortfall from previous years, and we know things are difficult for a lot of folks, a lot of increased costs and need in the area. So we're hoping that if we extend it out, that we'll be able to get some more donations from folks maybe who are just now learning about it from the radio show today. We have a corporate event that we run at the end of March that we are still accepting sponsors for if
Yes,
you're
we are.
interested.
Oh, okay.
It's called Driven to Make a Difference. It's a fun corporate outreach. You get to go drive go-karts at Trackhouse Motorplex in Mooresville. Winner gets bragging rights, of course.
Yes.
And so we're going to ask for folks to still hopefully donate until we have that event at the end of the month. So
I like that. Driven to make a
fun event.
difference. Yeah.
You guys will have to
Okay.
come out and have fun with us.
Yeah, we'll have to get some corporate sponsors out there, get to race
Absolutely.
against.
Yeah.
Maybe we get
Little
someone
competition.
from like Penske or something.
Yeah.
I challenge some of our race teams to a drive off.
That would be awesome.
I know,
I
right?
would love that.
So let's talk about some of these organizations that the campaign assists. So let's go through those. The first one is Crosby Scholars of Iredell County. What does Crosby Scholars do?
So Crosby Scholars is a program that supports students who are interested in attending college after they complete high school. They can join during middle school or during high school. And the program provides opportunities for them to learn more about the post-high school experience, to get career exploration support, to meet with community leaders and get mentorship opportunities. To really support them in that goal. And it's especially impactful for students who maybe don't have a family member who's already been to college. So they have support for those sort of things as well, looking for scholarship opportunities. They do college visits
Nice.
and things like that as well.
Yeah, that's super
It's
important.
really needed.
Yeah. And then Pharaoh's Parenting, which is such an amazing organization.
Yeah, so Pharos is a really great organization. They support a lot of our parents and families locally. And their project is actually it's called Love and Logic for Educators. So what they'll be doing is they'll be teaching, training teachers in 2 schools on how to then train the other teachers in that school to use the program. And the program itself is meant to reduce discipline issues and increase teaching time. That will have an impact across 2 schools in the Iredell Statesville school system.
Nice. Okay. And then Contegra Health.
So Contegra Health is a pediatric practice in Statesville. And they do serve folks from all in the Iredell County area. And what they're doing is implementing a program called Reach Out and Read. It is a standards evidence-based program that supports early literacy. So whenever someone comes with their child for a well child visit, they're given a book that's age appropriate. They're given some instruction on how to do read aloud with their children and encourage questioning their children about the stories that they read, and just in generally make sure that they're very aware of the importance of reading aloud and often.
Yeah.
Right. And that is so
Consistency.
important.
Very
At a
important.
young age. I mean, I can't tell you, I think even my daughter, reading her stories helped with her vocabulary, helped with her learning to read, you know, in
Interpersonal
general.
skills.
Yeah. It's such an important thing. Great program. And then the Iredell Counseling on Aging, who does so much. I mean,
Right.
such a broad spectrum of services that they provide, from, you know,
Doing taxes right now.
yes,
Yeah.
which is, you know,
Yes.
you don't
It's
think
awesome.
about, but
yeah, it's very well attended.
for people to have that access, Meals for Paws, and
Yeah.
not just Meals on Wheels,
Yeah,
right?
it's a great program. I'm really kind of partial to my fur babies. I'm a cat dad. I'm a proud cat dad, and I'll share that to the masses. But yeah, Meals for Paws is about 2 years old, and what they do is they deliver pet food, and they offer
Yeah.
emergency vet support and supplies to older adults receiving those home delivered meals.
Yeah.
And you got to think about it from a mental health standpoint. When you're
Their
you're
pets are
aging in
important.
place, or
Yeah.
and you're a senior, let's just call it, we'll be there one day, you know. That fur baby, their pet is so important to them. So if they can keep that fur baby healthy and
Yes.
whole and with them, yeah, if for longevity and mental support, that's what it boils down to. Because some seniors, unfortunately, in this community face financial challenges, hardship. They're on a fixed income. And folks, I don't know about y'all,
Expensive.
but dog and cat food or pet food
Yeah.
in general is just not cheap.
Nothing is anymore.
No. And
Yeah.
and to take the C word out, it's affordability. You know, whether are we going to cut back a meal ourselves and have a meal, or are we going to share it with our fur baby? And there is data and information there that states that seniors will share their food with their pets. How sweet and just how
Yes.
endearing is that? But it's such an important thing that we don't need to forget about, especially our seniors and their pets. So Meals for Paws is a fantastic program, and they're back for a second year with Love United.
Yeah, I love that.
And if you're familiar with Meals on Wheels, this is a companion project for Meals
Yes.
on Wheels.
Yeah.
So those seniors who are receiving the home delivered meals through Meals on Wheels will also qualify for Meals for Paws. So
Nice. Okay.
that way they're getting their own nutritious meals, and then they're getting appropriate food and potentially emergency vet care and other services if they need for their pets. Because again, anyone who has a pet and who's needed an emergency vet knows that that is an exorbitant expense.
Absolutely.
You know, and it can be very difficult to get the care that you need for your pet, particularly if you're on a fixed income. So that's something that they're adding this year, is that opportunity to try to support them with vet care needs.
Nice. I love that. So important. And then lastly, the Iredell County Partnership for Young Children. Dolly
Yes.
Parton's Imagination Library. I love it.
Every time you hear the name Dolly,
I
you just have
know.
to
You
smile.
gotta smile.
Yes,
Yeah.
big supporter of the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. It is a local program that's administered by the Partnership for Young Children of Iredell County. And basically, due to the high demand of potential enrollees and the enrollments they've seen increase in the past few years, what this year's Love United project is to sustain. Last year, they enrolled 150 new kids into the program. Well, they just need additional support to keep those same 150 children books coming to the home. That's what it boils down to. And so it goes back to literacy. It is all about supporting our kids through education, through our seniors with health, and also the financial stability component. So that's how you see just a little bit of peer into some of these projects so far,
Yeah.
Christine. It all meets health, education, and economic mobility, financial stability.
Yeah, you have
Those
a
are interchangeable.
Super, I mean, well-rounded program that meets
Yes.
a lot of the needs in the community. All right, well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to keep talking with Jody and Juliann here on Heart Mooresville.
You're listening to iHeart Mooresville, celebrating the events, arts, and people that make our town shine. Back after this, only on WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, the clouds are stubborn to move, slow clearing as we go throughout our Tuesday. Maybe some sunshine peeking out eventually, but temperatures do get a little warmer, up around 60 for the high, mid-40s overnight. Then our sunshine comes back, and we're headed for a big warm-up, upper 70s Wednesday. We're touching 80 by the end of the work week. That's your forecast. From the Surf Pickleball and Kitchen, I'm WSIC meteorologist Chase Myers.
Inspire your team and gallop to greatness. Our horses at Willow Equine are outstanding at working with people on leadership and team building skills, perfect for corporate retreats. Visit willowequine.com as you gallop to greatness.
Jay White here from Central Line of Realty. At Central Line of Realty, we believe it's all about you. If you're selling a home, buying a home, or adding doors to your rental portfolio, put the team at Central Line of Realty to work for you. Go to centrallineofrealty.com and let's get started.
Spotless cleaning. How can we make your day spotless? Yes, we make not just toilets spotless, but also counters, cabinets, and kitchens. We make your whole house, your whole day spotless. My grandparents taught me the details, not the things, make your home and your life luxurious. Yes, they raised me in Brazil. And that's why we will never charge you extra for baseboards. Let me help you be a diva a few hours a week. SpotlessCleaningNC.com.
Celebrating a life beautifully remembered. Bennett Funeral Service gently guides families through honoring a loved one's life. Family owned and local, we offer personalized funeral and cremation services, along with veteran honors and compassionate aftercare and grief support. Call 828-465-2111 or visit BennettFuneralService.com. Because there is a difference.
Do you have mountains of mess and cabinets of chaos? Summon the Royal Cleanup Crew at Crown Waste and Recycling, Lake Norman's crown jewel of cleaner and greener, offering commercial and residential services. Affordable, reliable, with state-of-the-art equipment 365 days a year. Call 704-222-2639 today.
Shake things up, Lake Norman. Great design for you is here. We bring luxury interior design to life, specializing in stunning kitchen and bath renovations. From conception to completion, we handle every detail. Every project is unique. Our expertise makes the difference. Visit our downtown Mooresville studio by booking your 100% risk-free appointment today at greatdesignforyou.com. Design beyond your dreams.
Dreaming of a new home or a better rate? At O'Brien Home Loans, our team of independent brokers find tailored solutions that truly fit your life. Proudly serving North Carolina with honest advice and local heart. Visit O'BrienHomeLoans.com today for a free quote.
Friendly reminder, don't break when you see the lake.
WSIC. Local starts here.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Stocks tumbling big time this morning. The Dow down by more than 1,200 points at one point. That's as investors sell stocks, and crude oil futures skyrocket as fighting in the Middle East intensifies and a growing number of civilians and oil production and shipping facilities get hit. And those rising oil prices are triggering new inflation worries. Kansas City Fed President Jeff Schmid reiterating inflation is too high. He says latest numbers suggest it's nearly a percentage point above the central bank's target, and that could indicate the Fed is increasingly unlikely to cut interest rates at its meeting this month. Concerns about private credit as well. Blackstone Private Credit Fund hit by record redemptions as investors worry about possible wrong-way bets related to software companies being disrupted by AI. Target, though, forecasting better than expected profit for the full year. That's as it tries to end a 3-year sales slump by investing to improve merchandise. Denise Pellegrini, Bloomberg Radio.
The button pushing stops here.
WSIC. Local starts here.
You're listening to Heart Mooresville, connecting the people, the places, and the events that make our town special. Only on WSIC. Local starts here.
Welcome back to Heart Mooresville. We are talking with some folks from the Love United campaign. We're just kind of going through some of the organizations that benefit from Love United each year. We named some great organizations. I kind of learned about what they do, and there's a few more that I definitely want to make sure we highlight. Restoration Road Ministry. Juliann, what do they do?
So Restoration Road Ministry is a group that is focused on sober living for adults and having services there to support those folks in their sobriety. And so their project for Love United Iredell this year is to money towards their Binks Landing, which will actually be housing for adults who are working on their sobriety. So that'll be, a place where they can stay and be safe and have services to support them as they sort of transition back into working and finding their own safe place to stay outside of this support.
Gotcha.
So they're hoping to sponsor a certain number of people being able to stay at their facility,
Right.
and helping those folks with their educational materials and that sort of thing. So that's a super important thing. And, you know, when someone's working on their sobriety, the support around them is extremely important.
Yeah, you definitely have to set them up for success, right?
Right.
Statesville Family YMCA.
Yeah, so Statesville's Family YMCA has been doing a lot of great things lately, and they are working on building a program about whole wellness for teenagers. And the project for Love United Iredell is part of that program, where they're going to be working on teaching teenagers about nutrition and what you need to fuel your body and do that in a healthy way, and how to cook food that's good for you, and so that those teenagers can acquire those skills, because you know it's so important, you know, to be able to cook for yourself and to know how to cook things. And some teenagers don't necessarily get that. So this is a way for them to bridge that gap there. You know, it's part of that when we're looking at our 3 areas. This is that health area that's so important. We tend to overlook just how important nutritious food is to your mental health as well, not just your physical health.
Yeah.
And our teenagers are more and more showing issues with mental health. And this is one way that the YMCA can support them physically, but also mentally as well.
Absolutely.
Healthy habits, for sure.
And then the next organization, again, kind of, you know, similar to DACI, is that
Stands
DACI?
for
DACI. So DACI, yeah, we love DACI. DACI is the Drug and Alcohol Coalition of Iredell. So again, they're supporting folks who are dealing with issues of drug use and alcohol use. And DACI's project this year is to create sort of a safety kit, and it'll be filled with items that can support someone who's experiencing issues with drug use or alcohol use, and potentially in crisis. It will include a Narcan spray, things to test for drugs in substances if you're unsure if something may be tainted, that sort of thing. And what they're hoping to do is actually offer these to older teenagers and college students and those who are underage will have parent permission for this, but it's something that what parents need to understand is that even if their children aren't using, they probably know someone who is. And unfortunately, and it is a big problem, and not just in Iredell County, but everywhere. And that access is so much more widespread. Certainly even when we were teenagers. And this is one way that they can support, because so even if you aren't using, you might want to keep a bag so you can help support a friend.
And then lastly, Fifth Street Ministries.
So we love Fifth Street up in Statesville, doing the good work all the time. Fifth Street's one of those that has been working a long time in Iredell County. For those who are unfamiliar, Fifth Street Ministries does run a homeless shelter, where they also have community dining, and they have crisis support services. And they are looking to do something very special for their residents. So right now, residents who stay overnight at the shelter do have to leave in the morning and then come back in the evening. And during the day, there's not a place to store their belongings. And so what they'd like to do is build a locker station near the dorms where those folks can safely store their items during the day, and then also a space in there for working on their bicycles, so they can repair their bikes. Because for those folks who aren't familiar, like if you can't afford a car, a bike is a more affordable way to get around. But it does take a toll on it to be out in the elements. So they're hoping that'll be a place that can store them, they can work on them to repair them, so they can keep themselves mobile and able to move about the community.
Yeah. Wow.
That's awesome.
So we talked about, 9 organizations
Nine.
here.
And Christine, may I say, Juliann is one of the
Oh.
phenomenal dozen committee members. As she was sitting here sharing, she educated herself like we all have to, but
Yeah.
they made the decision.
Yeah.
I want to remind folks at home, I didn't mean to cut you off, but these projects are selected by volunteer committee members. The United Way staff, we don't select, we support, we reinforce, we educate, we convene, we bring them together, but they make the hard
Yeah.
decision. We had over 30 applications this year. So these 9 mean very much intentional impact in this community. So
Yeah.
kudos to Juliann, because I can just see her heart coming through when she's
Yes.
talking about these organizations.
Well, that's why we call
Yeah.
her volunteer extraordinaire.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
is.
She
She's
cares.
amazing.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned that, the committee is who chooses these projects. So what does that look like? How do you choose? I'm sure that's a hard job, first of all.
Oh, it is a hard job. So,
It's a little stress.
yeah, there's a little bit of
It's
stress.
a little bit, but good stress.
Yeah, it's good stress. So every year we put out an application, and again we have those 3 areas that the United Way focuses on: health, education, financial stability. And the Love United Iredell projects that are submitted have to meet one of those 3 areas of need in the community. So when those applications come in, they're all uploaded into a system, and then we are all given access for us to go read those applications. And it's not just a bunch of words on paper. They also send us images. They send us a video to tell us what they want to do with their project and why it would be impactful. And so we have to spend some time, of looking through all of those and really thinking about whether they really meet those requirements for Love United Iredell. And then we meet as a committee, and then we have to sit and talk about each one. And so we talked about, like Jody said, nearly 30 projects. And ultimately, we have to be mindful about which projects can really be met. Is that 6-month period is a hard deadline for some to meet. But it's really important that we see that those funds get used and used efficiently, but still to have the greatest impact possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And so far, the campaign has raised just over $10,000.
Yep, we're sitting at around $10,272.50.
Awesome. That's great.
It is great so far. We're grateful for every donor that has supported us so far. The overall goal is $43,675. So those even subtotals are not going to come out just right. The goal is to get to the finish line, as we say. And Juliann kind of teased in the last block about a event called Driven to Make a Difference. And want to just kind of push this out there too, that there's a great opportunity for local companies and organizations, corporations to come out and have a race team, all in good fun. That sponsorship level supports the overall United Way mission and the Love United program. And the net profits, we will figure it out at the end of the race. And then we'll do first place, second place, third place, right, Juliann?
Yes, correct.
And then hopefully we're going to have all the race teams solidified here in the next week. So we would love for folks to connect with this. We've got a few that are coming to us, and hopefully we'll have a good time.
Awesome.
And again, that event is on March 27th.
Yes.
March 27th. Okay.
Yes, at Trackhouse Motorplex.
All right. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Heart Mooresville.
You're listening to Heart Mooresville, celebrating the events, arts, and people that make our town shine. Back after this, only on WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, the clouds are stubborn to move, slow clearing as we go throughout our Tuesday. Maybe some sunshine peeking out eventually, but temperatures do get a little warmer, up around 60 for the high, mid-40s overnight. Then our sunshine comes back, and we're headed for a big warm-up. Upper 70s Wednesday. We're touching 80 by the end of the work week. That's your forecast. From the Surf Pickleball and Kitchen, I'm WSIC meteorologist Chase Myers.
Dreaming of a new home or a better rate? At O'Brien Home Loans, our team of independent brokers find tailored solutions that truly fit your life. Proudly serving North Carolina with honest advice and local heart. Visit O'BrienHomeLoans.com today for a free quote.
Here's your WSIC community calendar.
Start your engines in Huntersville at the Huntersville Spring Car and Truck Show, happening Saturday, March 14th from 9 a.m. to noon at Veterans Park. Car, truck, and motorcycle owners are invited to show off their rides, connect with fellow enthusiasts, and compete for awards. Or just come enjoy the vehicles, food, and car lover atmosphere. Registration is free, but space is limited. For details and sign-up information, visit huntersville.org/events.
Then keep the fun going that same day. Luck of the Village, the St. Patrick's Day celebration, takes place March 14th from 4:30 to 7:30 p.m. at Birkdale Village in Huntersville. Enjoy live bagpipes from the Loch Norman Pipe Band, Irish dance performances, and high-energy music from the Hitmen Party Band. Plus, plenty of family-friendly fun and festive vibes. It's free to attend and perfect for all ages. Learn more at birkdalevillage.com.
And if you're already thinking about your next night out, make Thursdays easy with live music Thursdays at the Serve Pickleball Plus Kitchen in Cornelius. This week features Carolina native John Sullivan performing Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m. in the lounge, while guests play pickleball, sip drinks, and enjoy dinner. It's the perfect way to kickstart your Lake Norman weekend, and live music continues every Thursday. Find details at theservepickleball.com.
MuralFest 2026, presented by Window World, returns April 23rd through 26th to Wilkesboro, North Carolina. Hear Allison Krause in Union Station, featuring Jerry Douglas, Old Crow Medicine Show, Charles Wesley Godwin, Blackberry Smoke, and more. For tickets, visit muralfest.org.
For even more local events, seasonal festivals, and things happening around Lake Norman, visit liveworkplaylkn.com.
That's liveworkplaylkn.com.
You're listening to iHeart Mooresville, connecting the people, the places, and the events that make our town special. Only on WSIC. Local starts here.
Welcome back to iHeart Mooresville. We are talking all things United Way, Love United. Today we've got Miss Juliann and Jody here. We have talked about some really amazing organizations and how they help our local community. And I think the thing I want to make sure that everyone has a takeaway from this is if you connected with anything that Juliann was talking about, you know, in these nonprofits and the work that they do, the important work that they do in our community, know that we are still $33,000 away from being able to fully fund these projects. There's still a month to give.
We're extending it through March.
Right. So you have all of March to give. So if you think that their work is important and would like to see those nonprofits continue and be able to complete these projects, you know, please give. And how did they do that? How did they give?
Absolutely. So there's two easy ways to do this. You can visit loveunitediredell.org. That is Love United. Iredell is in the county. I always love to accent that. loveunitediredell.org. They can learn more about the projects there and the other, and also other Iredell County-based organizations. You can also text to 2026 LUI. Get out your smartphone. If you're listening right now, folks, your smart device, text 2026 LUI to 71777. I'm going to repeat that again. Text 2026 LUI to 71777. And that's going to take you right to the Give Smart fundraising page. Again, it goes to loveunitediredell.org, and you'll go through the 9 projects that we are supporting this year. And give anything you can. A gift of $10 matters. $15, $25, $50, even $100. We love our $100 supporters or more. We love all of our supporters, but you know, we've got to reach those goals. We're optimistic that we're going to get there. And I want to say this too, Christine and Amy. We know at the United Way, we are working on community needs year round. The needs never go away. They keep growing, right? We know there are other worthy causes and organizations that are raising additional funds at this time that are not a part of Love United. They are adjacent community partners, and they're doing incredible work, and they matter too. They matter as well. But if you feel led to give to Love United this year, we would greatly appreciate that support for these organizations.
Absolutely. No, I think you guys are doing very important work. And obviously, you can give to the Love United campaign. The Driven to Make a Difference event on March 27th that's coming up. You can
Yes.
sponsor a team,
Yes.
race team.
Yes, and to accent that again, that's not technically a public community engagement event open to everybody. We, if you come out, we won't turn you away, but that is geared towards local companies and organizations to get involved in a much greater way, in definitely a fun way. Juliann and I had such a great time last year. My ears were ringing all night from the track noises. But I think, wait, who was our winner last year?
I don't remember.
I think I know this. I want to do a shout out to JC Still and Company. They were there last year. Denzo, Doosan, Parker Hannafin, Bobcat Doosan. They are incredible organizations, huge givers in the community. And some of those are coming back this year. So if you're listening and you're a company owner, even a small business owner, community leader, we'd love to have you get in touch with me, Jody Taylor at the United Way, or even Juliann Miller, a community volunteer, and we'll hook you up with the sponsorship information.
Awesome. Any sponsors that you want to thank? I know you guys work closely with.
Absolutely. So we could not do this without our incredible sponsors and media partners. First is Iredell County Economic Development Corporation. Jen and her team there are great economic leaders for the county, but they also believe in the love of philanthropy, love of humankind. So their support for the past 4 years for Love United, they're a banner sponsor. They are our podcast producer with So Media Studios with Isaiah Sanchez. We appreciate his support. And then also Iredell Free News, local support from Mike Furman and his team.
Yeah, they're awesome.
And then also Statesville Record and Landmark helps out, and also Mooresville Tribune. We couldn't do this either without the local schools, Iredell Statesville School System and the Mooresville Graded School District. We appreciate their leadership and them believing in the United Way and also the Love United Iredell program. Lots going on in our schools right now, so we won't get in the weeds there, but we appreciate all of their support. And again, we just could not do it without them to make Love United Iredell a realistic program for these organizations that need it.
Well, I just appreciate you all coming on the show and
prepared and
talking about the amazing work that you're doing and, kind of highlighting the amazing work that these nonprofits are doing. Thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Well, lots going on. As you can see in Mooresville, always, we are a community that is growing. More people are coming here because I think people, recognize the great things that are happening in our community. And we always like to keep our listeners informed on all the great events that are coming up too. The town of Mooresville has many departments that put on community engagement opportunities for the community, and one of those is our Parks and Recreation department, and they just dropped their March calendar of special activities, and it is jam-packed this month with activities from Parents' Night Out, which, let me just say, is appreciated.
Yes. You need some quality time.
Yes,
they'll take care of the kiddos, get a couple hours.
They do those at War Memorial. Dr. Lynn Hegedus who is amazing, who's over at War Memorial. She plans activities that, not only are recreational and fun, but always have a learning element, and she does such a great job. But Parents' Night Out, watercolor workshops, our Egg Quest is starting this month. I think it's March 14th is when the eggs will be hidden. So, and Carter Bank is a great community partner on that. And that's always such a fun time. So every week, new eggs will be hidden in specific parks.
Get ready.
Get out.
Get ready.
Imagination Station is a great activity, and you can go to mooresvillenc.gov/special activities and learn about all of those wonderful and amazing activities at our recreation facilities and parks. They also added a ton of homeschool activities this year for kiddos, which is really a diverse kind of set of programs that run through from February 3rd. So they've already started through April 28th, like little engineering and Spanish and basketball, to really give those homeschool kids, options and opportunities to get out and connect with people. And you can find out about those at mooresvillerecreation.org. Also, Special Olympics, Lake Norman Special Olympics has their purse bingo coming up on March 14th. You can visit their Facebook page at Special Olympics Lake Norman. And Purse Bingo So I will tell you, when I first read that, I thought it was like you have a bingo card and all the things that you find in your purse, because
Yes.
I felt like I would win at that
Yeah.
because I have everything in my purse.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's not that. You win purses, which is even better.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
that's like
I'm
the
on board for
prizes.
that.
Okay. Exactly. So purse bingo to benefit Lake Norman Special Olympics needs to be on your calendar because you can win purses.
I would have thought the same thing.
And help with Special Olympics. So it's
Yeah.
like a win-win. And then Experience and Engagement team has 2 shows coming up.
Got one coming up this weekend.
I know. I can't believe
Sounds
it's
of
this
Memphis.
Saturday already.
Yes, I know. March 7th.
Sounds of Memphis, Shelly Ruffin, she does an amazing job. She has that Memphis sound. She's captured it. So all those artists that came out of Memphis, Elvis, Bonnie Raitt, she does amazing performance and storytelling too. So you'll learn a little bit about the artist, and it's
Very
such
cool.
a great show. We also April 24th we'll end our Town Stage Entertainment series with September, which is an Earth, Wind, Fire tribute. And you will not leave without dancing.
It's
It's not. It's,
we had the privilege to hear them a couple weekends ago at a conference, and they just kept the party lively and fun. And
it's probably one of the more high energy shows that we do. I mean, you will be standing up and won't be seated because it's all those.
There's a lot of people in the band too. I
And
mean,
the
is it like
talent-
12, 15?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of people.
Yeah, it's a lot of people. I mean, they've got saxophones and I mean, lots of instruments. It's like full
Horn
band.
section. Yeah.
Yeah, and the talent and the guy that hits the high notes too, just like the original. I mean, it's amazing. So I'm really excited about that show coming up. And then can't go without mentioning the Mooresville Public Library, who has great programs all the time. I do want to highlight their true crime podcast discussion that I want to start going to because I am a true crime podcast junkie.
I'm a new junkie.
Are you?
I am Jody, and I'm into true crime.
Yeah.
I can
Hi,
give you some
everybody.
good podcasts.
Oh my gosh!
Well, then you meet
Yeah.
me at the library at 6 p.m. at Maine, Library on Main.
Is it old stories or current?
Well, I'll tell you. So,
oh my gosh!
So it's on March 9th and the 23rd. There's 2, and that for this month, and then of course ongoing. But this one, specifically, like on the March 9th one, they're talking about Crime Weekly Springfield. So that specific podcast. And then the prosecutors on the 23rd, the Isdall woman. I haven't listened to that one yet, so I definitely
I need some
wanna,
new things.
Yeah. But
to add to my library.
Very interesting.
Also, time changes this weekend.
Ooh,
Yeah,
is it?
it's a good thing though.
Is it a good
it's
thing?
spring forward, so we
Already?
get more
Wow.
daylight. Yeah.
Okay.
So March 8th, technically 2 a.m. But
I
yes,
thought we were like done with that. Didn't we agree
I wish
to not do it anymore?
I would love to keep it this.
There's been a lot
forward.
of talk about
Yeah.
it, but there's not actually
There's
been
only
any
a couple
decisions
states
made.
that actually. But anyway,
All
we'll
right.
get extra daylight. So you know how we go home and we hibernate at
More
5.
daylight,
we
more
actually have a
work.
few hours
Yeah.
to
More
like
time
do some
outside.
things.
Do some things
All right.
outside.
Do some things outside.
I'll take that.
And 80 degrees this
And then
this weekend.
lastly, just a shout out for Shamrocks and Shenanigans, which is March 14th. That's
Coming
not
up.
this weekend, but next weekend from 3 to 8 p.m. So that kind of kicks off outdoor season, and make sure to wear green.
Yes.
All right. Thanks for listening this week. As always, we have fun. Tune in next week on I Heart Mooresville here in WSIC News.